Welcome to Bonita's Kitchen and thank you for joining us. Today we're going to be making a delicious dessert called Blueberry Doughboys. And today our Bonita's Kitchen workstation was bought locally from a local family business here in Bay Roberts, Newfoundland and Labrador called Morgan's Furniture. I'm excited to show you this dessert. It's a tasty, old-fashioned Newfoundland and Labrador dessert. There's only a few ingredients. I'm going to be using some frozen Newfoundland blueberries we picked last summer. Of course, I picked last summer and Raymond ate, but that's okay. I'm not going to hold that against him.
All right. Tell everyone that I don't like blueberry picking.
And we're excited to be showing you our first show with our new set. So let's get started. So what I'm going to do first is get our blueberry sauce boiling. I'm going to reach for it in the fridge and take out the blueberries, frozen blueberries, and I'm going to need some fresh milk. So we'll get that out and then we'll get started. So what I got here is 4 cups of frozen Newfoundland and Labrador blueberries. So I'm going to toss them right on into my large saucepan. We're going to be putting in here as well 1.5 cups of brown sugar, not necessarily packed, but you can, and 1/2 teaspoonful of sea salt. Now we're going to get this starting to cook. So that's all you need to do there. Just put that on a medium heat now and let that start to boil and to break down. Because the blueberries is frozen, they're going to release some of the liquid. So once it starts, I'll show you what it looked like. Now let's get in making our doughboys. I'm also going to add in 1/4 cup of water to the blueberries and the brown sugar. Just so as it don't start to burn first. So what we're going to do is put 1.5 cup of sifted flour into a bowl. I'm going to be putting in 1 teaspoonful of sea salt. You can also put in table salt, that's fine. We're going to be putting in 3 teaspoonfuls of baking powder. Okay, so all I'm going to do is just mix that lightly in there, and I'm going to be putting in 1 cup of fresh milk, or here in Newfoundland and Labrador we'd like to use our carnation milk or our evaporated milk. You can just toss that right on into your flour, and as well 1/4 cup of melted butter. Now we're going to mix that around. So we're going to mix this around until it's all blended, and it's going to look something like this. So you're going to let this boil until your blueberry starts to break down a little. Now it's nice to have a few of them all like that because we like them like this, just until it all incorporates together and starts to boil. Okay, so that's pretty much all you need to do there. Once we get these delicious blueberries, and like I said, they are Newfoundland and Labrador picked by me, and I'll give Raymond a little bit of credit there because I know he's excited to have this dessert.
Well, I was sitting on the rock watching, so I'm still here, wasn't I?
He was eating a lot of the blueberries. Also, our beautiful sign in the back is made by Modern Printing Group here in Bay Roberts, Newfoundland and Labrador as well. Now this dessert here today is, it'll be enough for about 4 people. I always make a little bit too much, but I got my mom and my aunt Clara that likes to have a little taste of this as well. But if you want to double it up, you're going to have more than enough Doughboys made, so you don't need to double up that, but if you want to put in more blueberries, and that would be fine. As well, today I'm going to be serving this delicious dessert with a root beer float. So if you haven't had one of those in a while, I'll show you that as well. So now let's get putting our Doughboys into the blueberries. So it's starting to come along really nice here. I'm going to leave it looking like this, and it's starting to boil because I want that the juice of the blueberries to be nice and hot, because when we start, I'm just going to move my handle. When we start, you're going to put about a tablespoonful of the dough into the blueberries. So you're just going to pinch it off like this. Now I'm going to put about, I'm going to say 5 or 6 up on the top there, and then I'm going to show you what I'm going to do next. So I'm going to put that one there in the middle. Now what we're going to do here as well, we're going to be putting the lid on, and now I'll tell you all about that and how long. So pretty much those Doughboys only need about 5 minutes, and I put the lid on because I want to lock in the steam. The steam is going to cook them as well as the hot liquid, and they're going to cook for a couple of minutes on one side, and then you take your spoon and flip them. They're going to be coated with blueberry juice and of course blueberries, and I'm going to show you what that looks like. Okay, I'm going to take my lid off. So pretty much what you're doing here now is just flipping those Doughboys over. They're just going to be coated in that blue and the juice, but we just need to cook them from the inside out and all around, just like that. Okay, so I'm going to take my lid off again. Now what you can do, because you're not going to be making just 5 or 6. You want to make more, and you got lots of that delicious juice there. When you see that they're cooked, you know they're cooked, of course, after the 5 minutes is up. This is what they're going to look like. They're going to be delicious. You're going to take a bowl and you're going to put it into, because you want to make more. You don't want to just make 5 or 6. So you just take it, put it into a bowl like that. And of course, try not to eat the blueberry juice. I just had a little sip, and then Raymond of course came over and he wanted a little sip. And you know what happens then? Your mouth is all blue, right? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to continue on to the dessert, but I'm going to put 5 more Doughboys in there, because I got lots of juice still there, and I got lots of my dough here to make more. And then what I'm going to show you is how to display this delicious Blueberry Doughboy dessert. So what I did was put some more Doughboys on, because I don't want to let them go to waste. So I figured I'll just cook a few more, because like you said, I got no problems getting these gone today for sure. But now what I'm going to do is show you how we're going to display this delicious Blueberry Doughboy dessert. So what I'm going to be serving these Blueberry Doughboys in is just a wafer bowl. Now you could serve it just straight in the bowl, that's fine, but we just like to get that little bit. Raymond loves these little wafers, you know, even in these, you know, the wafer cones. So you're going to put a couple of those Doughboys there like that. Then we're going to take a nice scoop of ice cream and put there. Then we're just gonna do 2 here, because you know, if I don't get Raymond's taken off, you know, I don't want to get in a bad way with that.
No,
you know,
we can't let that happen. And sure, that's not a good thing.
And we got some thick cream here. You've seen me using in several videos. You can get that here in Newfoundland and Labrador, but you can get that, I'm even thinking on Amazon, I seen it there one time. So you're just going to pour some of that delicious blueberry juice over the top, and then top with some blueberries. I'm going to put a little bit of that thick cream on it. If you can't get the thick cream, no worries. Use a whipped cream or whatever cream you got. Now, what we're going to do now is make our root beer floats. So pretty much, you could put 1 or 2 scoops of ice cream into each glass.
Can I have 2 scoops?
I'm going to give Raymond 2 scoops.
Thank you.
So of course I got to give Raymond 2 scoops. So we'll do that off the bat. I got some root beer. Well, you know, I'm aimed to please, right? We're going to be putting in some root beer straight on top, like this. That's your root beer float. Good as it gets. So now I'm going to pour out mine. Oh my gosh, we can't wait. I'm getting ready to make some tea, but I think I'm going to have the float instead, Raymond.
I would think
Too good.
Yeah.
Can't wait to have a taste. I don't know if there's any good way of eating this dessert because, I mean, everything is there. Ice cream, we got the fresh blueberries, we got the, the cooked frozen ones that we had. The Doughboy, I'm going to show you this a little closer, but I'm going to have this little taste of my root beer float, and then I'm going to show you this cooked Doughboy. Oh my gosh. Drop the spoon, delicious.
I love it.
Now just look at this nice Doughboy, cooked perfectly through. Like you said, 5 minutes is tons. Flip it on the other side, and between 5 and 7 minutes, you got them cooked. Delish. I hope you enjoyed our recipe here today for Blueberry Doughboys. Now, if you want a copy of this recipe, I'm going to post it at the bottom of this link here on YouTube. You can also message me on www.bonitaskitchen.com or my Facebook page. You can also send me an email at bonitakitchen@gmail.com. And of course, I don't want to forget to say subscribe if you haven't already done so. And if you haven't seen a recipe there that we've done already that you're looking for, again, send us a message on either of those links. We're not going to keep you any longer. I hope you enjoyed our new set here today. We loved taping out of it. Stay safe. And from our kitchen to yours, you have a wonderful day.
Join us by the sea, a journey in culinary, always an open door. Bonita's Kitchen to yours, Bonita's Kitchen.